Welcome to an out of the box video. Today we're going to be looking at Neurojackers and I'm going to be doing a bit of a playthrough. Neurojackers is a cyberpunk game for 1 to 2 players, 20 minutes, ages 18 and above. Right, I'm going to be, it has solo rules and 2-player rules. I'm only interested in the solo rules, so that's what we're going to play. I did an unboxing the other day, so if you want to see all the components, feel free to have a look at that. Otherwise, I'm going to get straight back into it. So in this game, you are a hacker, cyberpunk affiliate in the future, attacking a team of hackers attacking an AI in the solo version anyway. And so we have a AI which has a set of nodes, and when it gets down to 0, it will be decommissioned or dead, if you can call an AI dead. I also have a set of nodes which represents my health. And so I kind of see this almost like Netrunner, the living card game, where you are a runner and you are trying to hack into the corporation and there are ICE. I see that this kind of captures that feel that you're hacking in, you're attacking the defenses are attacking you back again, and in this case we're trying to remove all the nodes and finish hacking the AI before we die of net damage. So in this game there are 4 characters to choose from. Each of these has the instructions in the bottom of the things you can do during the game. You have a CPU that determines how much memory you've got, and you can spend CPU to do some actions. Each of these characters has a different starting life or nodes and different CPU usage, starting value. They also each have a special ability that they can use. There's quite a bit of variety. I'm going to play with Nissa because I quite like her card, and she's got a good special ability which is a 3 of a kind, which you'll see what you will get because you use a lot of dice in this game. So we need 6 black dice for us. The AI gets a dice, you might use it. Nissa starts with 29 nodes, so nearly full strength, 1 CPU. The AI, I'm going to play it on normal, which is 33, so there is a hard mode and an easy mode. But hey, let's go normal to start with. We'll have the rest of the counters for later. So we're not attacking it alone, we are attacking the AI with a team. And so there are quite a lot of characters that make up the different teams, and each character has a special ability, which they call in this game a protocol. So we have a contact, which is the character, and you flip them to get access to their protocol underneath or special ability. And these are duplicated, so there are 2 sets, so you can play two player, and they're split by male and female. So I'm going to grab all the females, and we'll have a female hacking team. They get laid out, and I will put them in an order that will become clear very soon. Okay. So that is my hacking team, and they start up with their contacts. And so each of these has an attack value that when they trigger, so this one would do an attack of 3, and then you flip the card, and that would mean that this protocol is now active as well. And this is a defense protocol that we could use in the AI's turn, but that'll become clear later. The way that we activate them is we have to fulfill their conditions. And so Lunar Grey Light requires a run of 4. So you roll your dice, and if you got 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a run of 4. That would trigger that card. So run of 5, run of 6 gets really hard. This one requires 3 of a kind in a pair. This one requires a run of 3. That's 4 of a kind. So maybe I'll swap those over so I can keep all my runs together. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 of a kind, 3 of a kind. My special ability is 3 of a kind. That being said, there are abilities like this one nudge that allow you to change the dice, plus or minus. And this one is a good one because it has a heal, but it's hard to trigger because you need a run of 6. So often you need to get the nudge before you can get a run of 6. And there's some reroll mechanisms as well. So that's my hacking team organised. Now we have a set of cards for our AI that we're going to play against. The first thing we need to do is to pull out the 3 defense cards. So it has 3 shield cards, and then we shuffle the rest of the cards. And then we make 3 piles of, I guess it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we shuffle the defense cards, and then we put one of those on each of the piles, and then we shuffle 2 of them. So the bottom one doesn't get shuffled, but we then shuffle, so we're basically shuffling in the defense cards into the top 10. So the top 5 cards, 6 to 10 are shuffled into the defense card in there somewhere, and then we're basically spreading the defense throughout the AI. But the bottom one doesn't get shuffled, so we know that the 6th card from the bottom will be a defense shield. And we're good to go. And so the AI starts first. And so a round is AI draws a card. And also repair subroutine. And well, we'll roll its dice, and it gets a 1. And a 1 would increase its AI nodes by 2, but since it's already at max, I'm going to say that one can't go further than its max. Or maybe it can. Maybe we'll overclock it so it can get 2. Still got space, I suppose. Okay, so now it's my turn. And my turn, I will roll my 6 dice. And then we've got all our choices are on our leader card. So we can either pay 4 CPUs to remove a block, which will come later maybe. We can pay 3 CPUs to flip a card. We can use any number of pairs. Each pair that we use gets us an extra CPU, which we could use later. Maybe we do a purge, in which case we'd flip all of our protocols, we don't have any open yet, to our contact side, which is sometimes useful. We could do a debug once per turn, re-roll all our dice, but then we have to live with that. Or we can use a protocol, flip it, or a contact, which is pay its price. We're at the beginning of the game. Let's see what we've got. We've got a couple of pairs. And that's not really very useful. I guess I'll take the 2 pairs and get 2 CPU. Oh, the other thing I should mention is that the contact cards have an end of turn. So if you flip one, that is the end of your turn. So if you want to do something else like use some of the other dice for some other things, you have to do that first before you use one of your contacts if you're going to use them. The other useful thing is the reverse side has writing on the bottom, so you don't have to keep on flipping them over to have a look. It will actually tell you. Anyway, that's the end of my turn. Time for the AI. And the AI will, it's going to do an attack. So it's going to do a 3. If it had a defense, it would have been a 4. So that comes off my nodes. So 1, 2, 3. And we're off. My turn, I roll the dice. Oh, that's better. So I've got 4 of a kind. And with 4 of a kind, I can do an attack of 4 and flip my contact. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that means, so if it's got a little lightning bolt, I can use it in the AI turn. So that's a defend protocol. So that means I can reduce. It'll cost me 1 CPU, but I can reduce an incoming attack by 2, and then I flip it back to the contact. So the game is flipping over contacts that then open other opportunities to then attack the AI, and there's lots of variety. Anyway, onward. Okay, so this is a bad one to get. So the AI's got a block on me. So I roll the dice and I get a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's this one now is locked. So that's been locked and it's going to cost me 4 CPU to remove it. So it's not end of the world. And there's 2 blocks in the deck. So it's not a bad thing to get rid of it. So let's have a look. Okay, so we need doubles. Oh, that's pretty good. We've got 3 doubles. So I'll take 3 CPU and then I'm going to spend 4 to get rid of this block. And that's the end of my round. Turn. Oh, runs a script. So I guess roll the dice. Bit of randomization gets a 2, which is an attack of 3. So I lose 3 more. And it's my turn. So if you like rolling dice, this is a great game for you. Okay, so we've got 3 of a kind. And with a 3 of a kind, I can do an attack. This one needs a pair as well. I think I'm going to go with the run actually. I'll keep that run. I've got a run of 3. And with a run of 3, I can do an attack 2 and flip the card. And see, this gives me a grip, and a grip is a reroll. So I can reroll 1 or more dice next time. So that'll be handy. So I took that run of 3 and I still had a pair left, but I forgot to take it. I should have taken it as a CPU, but because I didn't, as soon as I did the contact, it ended my turn. So that's just an error by me. Okay, so that's an attack of 3, but I've got a defend protocol. So if I flip that, that'll defend. Oh, it's going to cost me those, and it's going to cost me 1 CPU to do a defend, and then I only take 1 damage, which is handy because damage mounts up. Now it's my turn. Oh, okay, 2, 3, 5, 6. So I can take those. And I'm going to flip my grip protocol to reroll these 2. And I got, oh no, I got a run of 4. So I get a run of 4, which allows me to do an attack of 3. No, I got a run of 5. 2, 3, 4. I got a run of 5. That's even better. So I get a 4 attack and a nudge. 4. And a nudge allows us, it's going to cost me 2 CPU, so I have to save up that, but it allows us to change the value of a dice, and so that's a really good way of trying to get an attack of that one. So that's AI. Guard dog, so it's got its first defense up, so you basically put 4 counters on the guard dog. I can't attack the AI until I've removed the defense, so I have to attack that next. Okay, so I've got a run of 3 or 3 of a kind. Run of 3. Maybe I'll take the pair to get some CPU. I'll take the run of 3 to flip this one, which gives me an attack of 2 off the dog. But that's going to give me a reroll next round. And I get an attack of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which isn't great. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a run of 4. I don't have that anymore. I'll go all out. Okay, yeah, why don't we do that? I need a 2. So I'll use my grip to do a reroll. And I got a 1, which doesn't help, but I can use my nudge 2 CPU, nudge my 1 to 2, which gives me a run of 6, which allows me to attack for 5. And I can do health, so that's pretty good. AI, Siren. Okay, because there's already a shield there, this goes in the discards. So normally when you get rid of a shield, it's removed from the game. But because this shield isn't being used, it goes to a discard, so it might get shuffled back in again, and we draw another card. Purge. Flip all protocols without triggering their effects. That is really annoying, because it means I have to flip this one. I worked so hard to get that heal, I used up a nudge, and now it's gone. Arrgh. Alright. So not going to do any healing. Oh, okay, I've got no CPU either. So why don't we take that as it's a run of 3. It's kind of the best we could do. Run of 3, or yeah, I don't run of 3. That's an attack of 2. That gets rid of the dog. And AI, hazard. So we roll that, and we get a 4, which is an attack of 3. My turn. Okay, so I've got 3 of a kind, which isn't that great because that's just an attack of 1. That would get us a dodge if I could get another pair, so I'm going to do my grip and do a reroll. And I get a pair. So I will then do that one as attack of 3, and my dodge is in place. 1, 2, 3. AI turn. Attack of 1. That's pretty easy. I'll do a dodge. Reduce incoming attack by 1 and dodge that completely. Okay, let's see what we get now. 1, 2, 3, which is a run of 3. So I'm going to take the pair as a CPU, and I'll do the run of 3, and that'll give me an attack of 2. And then I'll have a reroll next turn. An attack of 2, which I'll just have to stomach. And that's my go. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to try for a bigger run. I've got a reroll. Well, I keep those, and I'll run my grip and reroll these 2. I've got the 1. So I either take a pair or run a 3. I'll take a run of 3. Take a 2. AI. Oh, shield. So that's a shield of 5, which isn't good timing. Come on. Okay. 3 of a kind. Isn't too useful. I've got to reroll. Why don't I go for that? Let's go all out. Let's go big. And I'll do my grip. So that worked out not very good at all. So I've got to run a 3. Take a 2 and just kind of sniping away. I've got peers. Oh, I don't need those at the moment. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll take the runner 3. At least it's a bit of an attack. Block. 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's that one blocked. I'm not too worried at the moment. I can sense victory. Oh, 4 of a kind. 4 of a kind. That looks like a good fun one. And I've got a pair, so I'll take the pair, and then I'll do the 4 of a kind, which will be an attack for 4. And, oops. No, I won't. That'll be 4 off my shield. Now it's the AI's turn. Does an attack of 3. Second. I'm going to pay a CPU and reduce that by 2. So I'll just take 1 for that one. Now it's my turn. Oh, that looks great. Oh, that's natural run of 6, is it? Oh. So there you go. I've just got a natural run of 6, but I'm blocked because I didn't remove the block. So that comes to bite me. So the best I can do is a run of 5, which is this one, Natalie Joel. So it's 4 damage. 4. There we go. So 3 off there and 1 off the iris, which was lucky because it would have had more damage if it was attacking. So that's an attack of 2. Can't stop that. So I'm now down to 10. Oh, okay. Oh, 4 of a kind. But I don't have 4 of a kind anymore. Yeah, I do. I've got 4 of a kind. So that's an attack of 4. 4. Okay. AI. That's a 4. And I can pay 1 CPU to reduce that by 2. So that's going to be down to 2 again. So that worked out very well for me. I'm about to finish it. So. Oh, what have we got? 2, 3, 4. And why don't we do a reroll? And get, I've got a run of 4, which will be one of these. And that'd be an attack of 3. Run of 4. Oh, and I've got so I'll do the CPU just in case. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I'm good to go. And that's just an attack of 2. Oh yeah, attack of 2, 1, 2, and then I'll trigger my counter attack for an attack of 1. Urgh. Victory! Okay, so that was on normal. There's a higher level and you can make it a bit harder, but you kind of get the idea of it. It's managing your cards. I was quite lucky with some of the rolls. But there you go, that is a playthrough of Neurojackers. Check it out, it's on Game Crafter. Don't forget to subscribe and like.